Playing all the hottest music, yeah. Keep it locked, keep it locked. The Bougie Show, keep it locked. It's the Bougie Show, keep it locked. We live, tell us what you wanna hear. When we turn up, you gon' turn up. Turn around and tell a friend. It's the Bougie Show, the Bougie Show. Tell them it's the Bougie Show, the Bougie Show. Yeah, 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 yeah. Turn up. All around the world, you gon' hear us. Turn up. Everywhere we go, you gon' hear us. It's the Bougie Show when you hear us. Cause it's the Bougie Show, the Bougie Show. Turn up, turn up. Turn up. It's the Bougie Show when you hear us. Turn up, turn up. Turn up. It's the Bougie Show when you hear us.
We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Bougie Show. I am Zay the DJ, and we have Rebecca Vanguard in the building tonight. What's up?
I like that sound effect.
You didn't know that's what coming?
No.
How are you, Rebecca? I appreciate you joining us on the Bougie Show. Finally got to meet you. I prepared my questions for you, the whole 9 yards. How was your trip here? Let's just start out that way.
I'm good, and the trip here wasn't bad because my PR drove me, luckily, and I'm glad that I did because parking in West Hollywood is really difficult. Actually, though, this worked out really well. And now once you know where you're going, it's like very obvious where it is. I'm like, oh, look, that's cute.
I know we were talking prior to getting on record and getting on recording the audio that you this is your first interview since post-COVID, right?
I think
COVID's still here. I mean,
yeah, no.
in person, because you only doing 8 interviews at AVNs, right?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. My last probably in-person interviews were from AVN, and then everything else, yeah, since last year has been over email or over the phone. And I mean, honestly, even before COVID, most podcasts and stuff are just over the phone. But I like the in-person format.
You do?
I do. I prefer it.
I read somewhere you started out as an independent contractor in the adult industry. Can you explain how that happened and how it worked out for you?
So I think I understand what you're asking because so everyone is technically an independent contractor in the adult industry because that's just like how you fill out your tax forms and stuff. Okay. But I started independent though, basically. I started like amateur. And then I was even independent a little bit here and there too, in between agencies and just kind of doing my own thing. But now I've been with an agency like the last year, and I really like them.
And so that's how it worked. It made the transition from you starting out that way to being with an agency now, as far as independent contractor goes.
Yeah, like I was independent for probably close to my first year, like 10 to 12 months, like 10 months probably or so. And then even then, like the first few agencies that I signed with, I wouldn't say they did a horrible job. They just weren't very, I guess legitimate, but they were kind of illegitimate, I guess, but not really, but yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry.
You're actually taller than the average talent when it comes to the adult industry. Does that prevent you from being booked for certain type of roles?
You know, I think it can. I think it's kind of 50-50. I think now as time goes on, there's actually more tall girls, so I think it's actually working for me. But like, obviously, because a lot of the stuff is like stepdaughter or stepsister, and so like it kind of ruins the fantasy, you know, if you're like taller than your stepdad, you know what I mean? That's not really the dynamic we're going for. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. I totally understand.
So I'm sure there's some producers that look at my photos and they'd be like, oh, she's cute, but I probably can't really book her for this website or this scene because I want to do this male talent. I want to use this guy, but he's like, most of them are like 5'6", 5'5",
right,
or even shorter.
Yeah, because you're taller than the average male.
I'm about 5'10". Yeah, I'm usually taller than the male talents, but there's a few tall guys. But yeah.
You talk to me about Puke on mybush.com. What's that all about? I'm just curious.
That one definitely deserves some sound effects for sure. So it started, I think, a couple years ago or so, and I was hired for a puke blowjob scene professionally for, I think it's on pervcity.com. If anyone
You say puke, but could you elaborate a little bit, just go into detail for the average square that doesn't quite understand what that means and what you're actually performing? Could you?
Well, okay, like in mainstream porn, when you do like a puke blowjob, it's like you fast, and usually like you won't have breakfast. Like you'll eat dinner and stuff, but you'll like wake up in the morning and I wouldn't recommend having coffee or anything either, because it's going to taste and smell like coffee, you know. But then they usually have you drink like Gatorade or Pedialyte, typically. Right. I don't know, because they want no chunks. That's usually against it's called terms of service, which
chunks
is like
meaning
like food. There's usually no food.
So you literally have to puke.
Yeah.
But they'd rather just fluid,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is really, for me, it's really puke. I'm sure there's times where, like, it's just really sloppy and there's a lot of gagging, but there's not really puke. But that's pretty much counts, too.
How long does it take till you get to actually puke? Is it...
like, usually you'll, like, kind of build up to it a little bit, but they don't really ask you to do it, for, 20 minutes straight. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you just do it, and then if you can't go anymore or you don't have anything left in your stomach, you just stop. And it's just kind of like a rough blowjob, probably. So it's usually just, like, within your limits.
Does gagging help you puke faster? Like, by them doing the gag?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, I guess gagging helps you puke, but yeah, lots of gagging. The fans really like the gagging. That's what I've learned. They like the sound of it. That's what it is.
March 1st, you tweeted, "It's so unfair that my ass won't fucking gape me to myself. Gape, you stupid whore." That's so funny. What was going on there? We'll drop a bomb.
Oh gosh, I didn't know you were gonna come for me like this on March 1st. Oh shit. What was I thinking? What was I doing that day? Or maybe
were you just random thoughts?
Well, I think I go on Twitter and then I see all these videos and pictures of other girls gaping like really, really big, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it won't gape. I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want it to fully like come out, right, and like prolapse or anything. And I don't know if I wanted to gape super big either, because that might freak me out a little bit.
It's time to stop the fuckery.
Just like, I want to have more gaping experience, which I got.
I noticed some of your pictures on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, where you have like these bruises on your body. Is that? It's like some like abusive porn type thing. What is that? I didn't know if it was makeup or what, so I just wanted to ask you about that.
I would say stray away from the word abusive, okay. but
all right, I got you.
It's called like impact play or like corporal punishment, like corporal referring, I guess. Yeah, I think to the impact part. And I had done a scene recently. It was a professional scene, and I had to go out of town, and then I had some time after the shoot where I felt like I could recover, because normally I can't do stuff like that. I won't do stuff like that to that degree, because I can't have marks and bruises for my other shoots. Right. But it actually worked out this time, and I think that's really the first time I've ever gotten marks like that for any shoot, especially not a professional shoot. So I was actually really happy with it. So I took a lot of pictures.
Yeah. So what kind of activities have to occur for your? I mean, you're pale, you're light skinned, so I'm sure it's not that much, activities that have to occur for those marks to appear. But I'm just curious, because I didn't attempt to watch the clip or anything like that.
No.
Is it just regular slap on the behind type of thing?
It's like, well, yeah, but it's like an anal sex website, so lots of anal sex and anal toys. But it was a crop, which is like a long skinny one, like even like as thin as like this cord,
Okay.
you know, which is, and what happens is when you hit someone really hard with it, it'll like break the skin kind of in that straight line, but then from the impact all the blood vessels break underneath it and around it, and then like within the days following that it'll just expand and turn into this big bruise. So it's actually kind of cool. Mine went away quickly, and then the other one he used was more of like a paddle, wider and flatter, but it was like leather, so I think it kind of just took off like the top layer of my skin, which has actually been the hardest one to get rid of.
Is there some enjoyment to the pain, the physical pain to it, like why you're caught up in it in the moment?
In the simplest terms, I would say with the corporal punishment and everything, it's a release of endorphins and adrenaline. So, and that's what makes it feel good. It's like a release of energy as well, like, so it can be relaxing for some people, I guess, in a way. Like the after part is relaxing, because it's like that release of built up energy and frustration, and because it kind of, you know, it feels good to sometimes like just cry and stuff, just let
just
out
to
all
get the
that.
person.
Yeah.
The most uncomfortable sexual position you don't like shoot. What's the most uncomfortable position for you to shoot?
You know what's always the hardest is like, okay, so when you're doing anal and you're doing doggy, they always want you to like arch your back, which is like fine, right?
Okay.
But when you're putting it in, your back has to be straight, okay?
Right.
Because the direction of your colon on the inside, like you can't be like that, because it's gonna be like in the whole opposite direction, and they'll be like, oh, can you just, like, can I fucking get it in first? Like shit. So that's probably one of the hardest.
So do you express that frustration to them while you're doing it, or you just have a look on your face? How does that work?
It depends on how the producer, like, if he's how flexible he is. Some people they understand, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, just do it, and then they'll let me just put it in, and then I get in the position, and because what they want when they start rolling, when they first begin, they want to see the penis going in. Right. That's the problem. So they want you to be arched when the penis is going in. So if they don't give me a hard time over that, it's only like a few people, like, who, you know, they have like a very specific style and very specific angles and specific positions that. So
do you prepare for men differently when you're performing with them?
I don't prepare for different men differently. I just prepare like for different sex, like anal, lesbian, boy, girl, all requires probably different preparation. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Favorite thing to do on camera?
So probably the puke blowjob thing, because obviously, you know, I'm good at it.
Okay.
I started the website, and I think it's fun. My favorite thing to do on, what else? What is like my favorite thing? I have a few like BDSM shoots.
Okay.
Like, you know, when I go to work for Kink and stuff like that. That's always super fun. And you know what? I've been having a lot more lesbian shoots lately, which is fun. Cause
are you enjoying the women more now than prior?
I've always very much identified as like bisexual / pansexual, you know, like whatever the kids are calling it these days, right? But yeah, like when I first started doing more mainstream porn websites, it was like always like, on some weird shit, you know. It was like rough, or it was anal, or it was like a DP, or it was like, so now I'm doing more lesbian porn, and it can be hit or miss.
You ever been skeptical about performing with a man because they were too rough?
You know, in porn, it's called a no list.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of people on my no list. There is one guy I'm wary to work with, but that's just because he has yellow cum. I heard he has yellow cum.
What the fuck?
It is time to stop the fuckery.
How is that possible? Yellow?
Well,
did you see it for yourself, or is this just the word on the streets?
Well, my boyfriend saw it. He's a director, so he saw it. And then also other girls have talked about it. And then I talked about it with another director, and he's like, oh, well, I just thought it was like the vitamins that he takes. And I'm like, I don't think that's normal. I don't think vitamins do that. He's like, your friend's like, no, that's not vitamins. And then my one girlfriend, she said she got like a really bad yeast infection after it was a cream pie scene. So
Yeah.
So that's more so usually what I'm concerned with. I don't know if I've ever really had a male talent be too rough with me. Have I? I don't think so. Nothing bad.
I think you would
Nothing.
remember
No.
if it was
I
that
think so.
case,
It's what I mean. So more worried about yellow cum.
You said you're dating in the industry. How does that work? Because I was interviewing somebody prior to you, and they were saying that they've dated people in the industry, and then it gets to the point where that person is now trying to control and tell them what type of scenes to shoot and things of that nature. Is this your first rodeo as far as dating somebody in the industry?
No, I guess not. I definitely had like kind of dated around a little bit, and then also kind of dated like outside of the industry too. And honestly, I recommend like if you're going to be into any degree, OnlyFans, whatever it is, you're better off dating someone that is within the industry, but you're still going to find jealousy and control issues within the industry as well. Just because, I mean, you know, people are in porn doesn't mean necessarily that they're super open-minded either. So, but honestly, I feel like I really lucked out with my boyfriend that I have now, because he lets me really just like do whatever I want, whatever I need to do. And I mean, obviously I let him do his thing too, whatever he needs to do.
But he's a director.
Yeah, so like he does POV too for Team Skeet, and so he does. And then the other day, like some of his friends, like girlfriends, will want to do, you know, like a scene together for OnlyFans and stuff. So he'll do that. But you know, actually, he said he wants to try being a male talent again. And he put himself on one of the agency websites, or he asked him to, whatever.
So he was a previous performer, and then got behind the scene, and then now he's contemplating on getting back in front of the camera. Okay, got you. Just want to make first item you purchased with your first porn check.
That's a good question. Wow, because I think a lot of people get like really cool stuff. Man, what was one of the first cool things I bought when I started working in porn? That's a good question.
Well, I had a girl, she just told me, I was just trying to pay rent and buy me something to eat. So I'm waiting to hear somebody say, I went and bought myself this purse or this whatever, this dog I've always wanted. I don't know. I just wanted to hear.
One girl, she bought a hairless cat. Those are about Iraq usually. So she got a hairless cat. Or they go shopping. You're right, though. Like, I mean, but true, though, for sure. I was a, struggling artist as well.
When you started out. So you can't recall what you first bought. Like when you got that check, well, even when you got, okay, say your first big check. Let me rephrase the question then. Your first big check, what did you purchase for yourself?
I know I have bought some cool stuff. I mean, I did buy these cool shoes. Those weren't actually that expensive, though.
So you've had those shoes for some time then?
No. That's just recently.
Oh, well, that's not your first porn check.
I guess I was very frugal for a long time. Okay. And now more so recently, I feel like I can maybe get some more stuff that I want. So that's where I'm kind of drawing my reference from. But I just buy like equipment. I'm lame. Like I buy like stuff for cameras and like editing stuff.
Yeah, but that's investing into your career. I don't think that's lame. I think that's game. You know what I'm saying?
It's fun. I like it. But yeah, it's
I also saw that you were interested in helping others, specifically sex workers. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Actually, I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad Erica must have brought that up. So I am really, really close to starting a new little project thing. I'm working on a few things right now.
Okay.
But it's going to be like a little store online, and it's going to be just password protected. And so like, because like in Las Vegas especially, like if you're a stripper or whatever, you can go into the sex shop and you can very easily like show and prove like, hey, I'm a stripper. Here's my license thing. I forget what it's called. Or if you're in porn, you know, here's my Twitter, or here's something like here's my pictures on an agency website, right? And they'll give you a good discount. So I figured it would be kind of like that same premise, and that's how you'd like prove that you're in the industry. And it would be open to like cam girls, escorts, you know, OnlyFans, like, you know, not discriminating. Yeah, we don't believe in the hierarchy here. We just, so anyone, but and then yeah, the idea would be that all the clothes, every drop, I drop a number of items, and they'd all be like $1, like very cheap, like cheaper than Goodwill. Because I feel like Goodwill, like, I mean, it's still cheap, no shade, but it could be. I mean, they're not doing us too many favors. You know what I mean? I want it to be more charitable.
Right. Do you still think the world would be a better place if we all pushed to understand empathy, and at a young age and made to practice it? Because I seen you also.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did say that on your Twitter. But
I was gonna say it sounds like something I said.
Yeah. You still feel that way? If the world was pushed to understand empathy and at a young age and made to practice it, I thought it was great because a lot of adult entertainers, they don't show that side.
And also, yeah, being in the adult industry too can make you very not empathetic, basically.
Right.
Lots of fans that are jerks, and also directors or even agents, and it can really harden a person, that's for sure. But I still do strongly believe that, especially now, people are very much showing their non-empathetic sides by not wearing like masks and stuff in public and whatnot. And it's just like, it just shows you how little people really truly care when it's really pretty simple, you know,
and selfish,
and they just still don't do it. And it's really like, you know, it's not about you, it's about everyone around you.
You I wanted to ask you this also. Your favorite have you ever seen the show The Deuce? I keep asking a lot of adult entertainers, and nope, you haven't seen it either. Wow. So there's a character that kind of you remind me of her a little bit. Her name is Lori, but whatever. We'll get into that. She was like, you should watch it.
I'll watch it now.
It really is. It shows you how porn started from the 70s, how it came about with women. It's real. It's a real good show. It's only 3 seasons on HBO, but
HBO. I think I did see it, but not like
seasons.
Watch it. But I saw it.
It's good. No, you just reminded me of Lori a little bit, which is something you did with your. Anyways, when you watch it, you be like, oh, I see what that son of a bitch was talking about. Okay. Your favorite adult entertainer that you like from the past, and why? Male or female?
I'm trying to think, like, who does like really fun, cool stuff. There's like not very many people that actually do like stuff that's like really fun and really cool. Like when I first started, I was really influenced by a company called A 4-Chambered Heart, and it's kind of like art porn. Like honestly, it wasn't really something I could like super get off to, but it was just so artsy and beautiful, and it just inspired me to elaborate off of that kind of. And then I also really like Adriana Chechik. You know, she's a fan favorite for sure, but I just like that she's like nasty and fun, and she does everything, you know.
This is somebody from the past. I want somebody from the past, because I notice a lot of adult entertainers that are in the game, they don't know or don't went back and done their history to know.
I will be honest, I don't know like porn stars like super far back. Let me think on that. There was that one chick, Bella Knox. She was funny. She was like, I think that was her name. She was like super smart. She was like, well, and then like she got roasted really hard on that one show, and I thought that was really, well, I was like, why didn't she just say this? Oh, why didn't she say that? But Bella Knox. But yeah, that's not really too far back. And Asa Akira. I think she just does OnlyFans now. I'm trying to think.
I know who Bella Knox is. Asa Akira, I don't know, but I do know who Bella Knox is.
Asa Akira is definitely worth looking up.
Do you study how they perform? Do you study other adult entertainers? Do you watch porn yourself?
I used to actually, I feel like, be addicted to porn.
Okay.
For a long time, I feel like.
With your own porn or with just porn in general?
No, just porn in general. Like before I was in porn, I think I was like kind of, especially a few periods of time. I watched a lot of porn, but I also watched like gay porn. I used to watch only exclusively man-on-man gay porn for a while. Yeah, that was the first porn I ever watched. I don't know why. I mean, I still think it's really romantic.
To you?
I think it's actually the passion involved. It was very passionate, and
so the women in lesbian porn, you don't sense the same.
Lesbian porn usually isn't nearly as passionate. Yeah, just because that's how women are. Even if they're both genuinely lesbians, if it's like their first time working together, the girls are gonna be cautious. You know what I mean? They're not just gonna go like crazy and do a bunch of stuff unless you know each other really well. Like, yeah, lesbian porn can be hard to make for sure. Yeah.
What made you change your name from Sailor Luna?
Well, I guess, copyright reasons because of Sailor Moon.
So that was it.
No, well, yeah, that was like the big part of it. And I guess I had been in for a while. I actually ended up liking it. It was like a nice rebrand. It was really refreshing, actually. And it ended up working really well. And then like the agency I'm with now, they I think wanted to change it to a name that was a little bit more like digestible.
Right.
But that makes sense.
You ever had sex on and off in the same day on camera and then go home and on your personal time?
Yeah.
So that is common. I was just wondering. I would think that you guys would be, worn out for the day and just like, all right, how does that work?
For sure. Especially like my relationship with my boyfriend. We've been together like over 2 years now. Our relationship is our relationship is sexual. We have sex, but it's very not based around sex at all. Because, most of the time, okay, as a guy, you have to save your nuts. Okay, you have to save that semen.
We can applaud that.
and so, like, my boyfriend sometimes can't have sex because he has to make sure, like, he has something for work. And then also, too, like, you get sore. Both men and women get sore. All the friction, and the girls douche and stuff, so like sometimes there's not a lot of natural wetness and the lube dries up, and so his dick will get sore.
Right.
So yeah, it's really complicated. Or I'll have problems. But I've been getting a lot. I don't have as many problems now that I'm more experienced in porn. It takes time.
Problems with what? Your body adjusting to it?
Yeah, like you're like as a female, and I guess as a guy too, you have to adjust to it for sure.
You ever shot more than one scene in a day?
Yes. I think the most I've ever done is like 2 though, or like 3 or something like that.
2 separate scenes, like maybe one like a whack off situation and another one, actual intercourse.
I'm pretty sure I've done like more than one like sex scene in a day.
Oh, you've done 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's, on most days, on a good day, that's not a problem. Not usually. It can be though, I guess, if like, they're on your schmeriod or whatnot. Schmeriod.
What have you not done on camera that you are anticipating?
Double anal.
It is time to stop the fuckery.
How?
I don't know. I really don't know. I did it like my 3rd DP recently. Oh no, it was like my 4th. Never mind. See, I've done multiple DPs, and even then I'm like, so tight. How am I supposed to get? I don't understand how I'm supposed to get 2, but I feel like it's one of those things where you just like do it, and then once you do it, then you understand how it works, but you just can't imagine it because you've never done it before, But plenty of other girls have done it, so I mean, it's not impossible. There's even triple anal and quadruple anal. Yeah, 4 in the butt.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Prague to do that.
All right.
Not a lot of double anal in the U.S. here.
Wow. And you prepare for it, you just so you just find out the size of for sure. The typical anal scene for you with a guy is you find out what size his penis is, and then you use the toy and adjust it, or is yours just expandable on its own where you don't even have to bother with that? Just give you some lube and it's call it a day.
When I first started doing anal scenes and stuff, I would actually, to the best of my ability, look and see how big or thick it was, and then try to like stretch up to that in a way. But actually over time I realized that like you just need to loosen up. For anybody who's listening and wants to put things up their butt, just like you just need to like, you don't necessarily need to stretch the size, because overstretching is a thing, because you can stretch too wide or stretch so much before your anal sex that you're too sore to even do the anal sex. So you really don't want to overstretch it. You just and it's really like, it's mental. Anal is like almost all mental. You need to like want it, and then you also need to like relax and push out.
You've definitely elaborated more and gave me more insight on how to do anal, because most people would say that, they just find out the size of the penis and they get that size, whatever, I forgot what they call it, go ahead.
Also, I want to say too, you go through all the trouble of looking at pictures and videos, and then you get there and it's like way smaller, and then you like overstretch, or it's like way bigger. So really, truthfully, if you're watching porn, just know that like video, camera, lenses, lighting, angles, like trust me, like it's really deceiving. So don't be comparing yourself. So that's why also I gave up, like, because like, yeah, you can't tell their dick size in pictures. You really can't know until you get there and meet them in person.
So you don't ask the person, like who's ever shooting it, hey, what's the size of this person's penis? And they just tell you, okay, it's whatever size.
I mean, I guess you could tell someone like in inches, but even then, like, it's not really the length that's usually, it's the and who measures the girth of their, not a lot of people, they couldn't tell you, what's the girth of my male talent's penis, please?
But you would think that's important, right? Especially with an anal scene, because that's what it comes down to.
That's true. Like, I guess, okay, like if it was like a DP or something like that, like recently, I think it's a valid question to be like, are the dicks big? Do you want it like big dicks? Because there's a big difference between doing DP with big dicks and just like regular size dicks. And there's plenty of, trust me, average penises in porn.
Is a bad thing as far as, okay, you need to be wary of it because of double penetration. The bigger it is, the more cautious you need to be how you perform and how you guys go about doing it. Is that what you're saying, or it's...
I guess like for a few different reasons, but mostly that, because also I guess you're just like you were asking before, like preparation wise, I mean, because also maybe it's more of like a mental preparation, because like there's been times where I got onto set and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, his dick's like whatever, it's like big or whatever, and then he'll like take it out and I'm like, oh Jesus fucking Christ.
What do you think in your wait? What do you think when you say Jesus? What is in your head?
It was like way bigger, and I like and like mentally, like I don't know. I think honestly, like if you're on the receiving end, like mentally, you're gonna want to know, like going into it. I mean, I guess so.
When it comes to the vagina, you don't worry about the size of a penis. It's just when you're doing anal scenes.
Kind of, yeah, kind of. But honestly, though, truthfully, no one will tell you this. But I feel like your butthole is more stretchy. Like, I feel like I can put bigger stuff in my butthole at this point. So now maybe I'm more cautious about what I'm putting in my vagina.
But the vagina can push out a child.
When you're dilated. And you're only dilated when you're about to give birth. And also when you're pregnant, your hips literally go like this. Like, you're... Right. And so, like... I couldn't give birth like this, you know what I mean? Like your hips, like through the 9 months, they literally like open up, and then they kind of go back, I think, but they don't usually go all the way back, to my understanding.
Wow.
So yeah, buttholes are actually, I think, more stretchy. No, go ahead.
No, I haven't watched your performances. I just, do my due diligence and question stuff like, have you done gangbangs?
What are you saying? You like gangbang?
No, I'm asking. I haven't. I do my research and I don't say let me watch her porn or his porn or whatever the case may be.
You probably should if you're gonna interview more porn stars. Well, that's not rude. If you interview more porn stars. I had one woman ask me, "You didn't watch my stuff, did you?" I was like, "What are you assuming, that I masturbated to your product?" And she was like, "Yeah, I just want to make sure." And I was like, "No, don't flatter yourself that much." But anyways, well, dude, I mean,
so that's why I just said, you know what? Let me.
That's kind of a weird reaction.
Okay,
I don't know who that was, but okay. Wait, so gangbangs. Yes, I have done a few. I've done like 2 or 3 now too. And I actually, I really like gangbangs.
Okay.
I really like it because it's actually, So here's the thing, actually. You're either one of two girls. You're either the kind of girl that likes gangbangs or don't. If you don't like gangbangs, like, it's not uncommon for girls to cry. It's not uncommon because you get so overwhelmed and worked up and overstimulated because you'll have, a gangbang is like usually at least 5 guys, if not more.
Right.
Like, so you have 5 dicks coming at you and they're expecting you to do something with them, okay? You know? So it can be really overwhelming, but I like the overstimulation. I really do, actually, and it goes by even faster when there's just so much going on. You just go with it, and then all of a sudden you're done, and everyone comes, and you go home and eat a big dinner, and it's awesome.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me that they love the intention of the gangbang. All these individuals just focus on you.
Oh, the
That's
attention.
what she said, yeah.
That's true too. I am an attention whore. I do like the attention. Yeah, no, that's true. But yeah.
Do you get any kind of nervousness at anything that you shoot? Now, you still get nervous?
Oh yeah.
Is
that
with
weird?
somebody you've never worked with, or just the type of scene that you're doing?
It's either because I haven't worked with this person. Usually it's the company or director. No, I'm not usually nervous about the male talent. I mean, I still sometimes actually get nervous to do anal. I don't know why. It's so, even though I've done like so many anal scenes, I've had anal sex multiple times, but I don't know. I feel like if you're getting nervous, then it's usually a good thing, to be honest with you. Like, you want to be nervous. It keeps it exciting. If you're not feeling nervous anymore, then maybe you should take a break.
Maybe you should take a break.
Yeah, because it should be like, I like it because it still shows me that I'm like still excited, still new enough that I'm like still nervous. And I've been in porn for like 3 years more maybe at this point. So yeah.
Now I know that you're and looking forward to and hopefully you do get the nomination for the 2021 XBiz Cam Awards.
Oh, okay.
And you need your fans you want to let them know how they need to go about as far as voting for you so that you can get that nomination?
You can nominate me for Best Rising Clip Star, Best Rising Social Media Person, because you should follow me on Twitter at Rebecca Vanguard because I'm very funny, and I post really good nudes. What's the link, Erica? She doesn't know. It's okay.
No, it's fine. You have camawards.xbiz.com.
Okay, you have the link. Yeah,
and then you have manyvids.com/profile. So
okay,
Rebecca
that's my
Vanguard
clip store.
Store videos. Okay,
that's my clip store. But yeah, you can vote for me at the xbiz.com link. That would be cool. I've been doing a lot more webcamming this year.
Your OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
Is content creating is a big part of it for you? Or you just do more like requests? Because I had one lady, she was like, oh, men just like to pay me to use toys and stretch out my vagina. Mm-hmm. What is it with yours?
My fans honestly usually like to see me do hardcore, and that can be kind of draining, but they do enjoy the solo content. But it's like, toys. They want to see toys, or they want to see me with a man usually, or like getting penetrated. Like they want to see me being on bottom.
Oh, so they like to just see you get pounded out.
Yeah, that's usually the center of it. By your
boyfriend, or they have guys that they request?
I think they like big dicks. Like they liked my stuff with Dread.
That's a big penis. I know who.
He's up there.
How did you prepare for that?
Okay, like that, yeah, you're gonna want to probably like do something for that because that's different, but that's like 1 in a million, Like I don't think there's anyone bigger than him, maybe other than Mandingo, and even then, like I don't know if Mandingo is as thick. He's longer, maybe, but Dread is like one of the thickest. Actually, but he just went really slow. He's just such a gentle lover, actually.
Okay.
And he went so slow. And that is another time I realized, that's when I first realized that, like I said, anal is mental, and also that the butthole is more stretchy than the vagina. Because it was ultimately easier for him to get it in my ass than my vagina. Because like with a vagina, you can feel the limit. you can feel, you're like, okay, no more than that. But a butthole, if you just kind of go slow and take your time and take some deep breaths and close your eyes and go to your happy place, like, your butthole will stretch and it'll keep stretching, you know?
Wow. So that's what they tell you. This is the people that subscribe to your page. They say, we want to see you get pounded. We want to see you perform with this person. And that's how you get them to subscribe to your channel. Your page.
I do ask, like, on my OnlyFans, I ask lots of questions and, like, do little polls and stuff. And on my Twitter, too, because the feedback is important. And they love the puke blowjobs, so, but that can be hard to shoot because I can't be in every single one, you know, so it's hard to find other girls to shoot for that website. And what else? And they like anal, too, even if it's just me with a toy. Anal's big. Anal, I think, is becoming more popular in recent years, actually. It's becoming bigger and bigger.
Is it inevitable that porn stars eventually have to do something that at some point in time to advance their career, as far as maybe doing a scene or work with somebody they didn't want to, like, take one for the team? If you haven't done it, do you think you will do it, or so you're smiling as if you did?
I think just like every career in every industry, you got to pay your dues, you know? And porn is the same way. Now, obviously, with porn and sex, the dynamic is very different. So I don't, you know, that's not true in 100% of cases. I'm not going to tell every single girl or model what at all, like, this is what you have to do. But I mean, really though, for the male performers, if you want to be in straight porn as a male performer, I mean, you really got to pay your dues. I mean, that shit's fucked up, to be honest with you, some of the shit that they got to do, because you got to do just really cheap work to prove that you can get hard, stay hard, and come, and then also not take like 5 million years to come, or, you know, so that's really rough, honestly. But as a girl, I paid my dues in the sense, like, I shot for smaller companies. I dealt with the bullshit and, like, I don't know. Yeah. And
I'm listening.
And there's always a point too, like in every girl's career, like a wall or a hump, or like, you know, and she feels like, oh, you know, I'm not shooting as much, maybe I'm not where I wanted to be, you know, or this other girl got in like around the same time and she's already doing all this other stuff. And so really everybody's trajectory for their career is very different. And to be honest with you, yeah, some girls get into porn and they're just very successful. They're very good looking. They are what people want to jerk off to at that moment. And maybe those girls, though, like you say, they're going to pay their dues and kind of be put into those situations where they're going to have to make difficult decisions maybe later on in their career that they're not prepared for, where I already went through all that bullshit, you know? Right. So actually, I like that. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and I'm glad that things happened the way that they did for me, for sure.
I want to go back to the dread scene. So do you talk to your boyfriend after that performance? How does that work? You
want to know what's funny? So the first time, you know, actually I almost like shit my pants, because like it was before COVID and everything, and we were at some AVN event, and he actually came up to me when I was really new, and he was like, "Hi, my name is Dread." Like, I don't know who the fuck he is. I was like, oh gosh, is he walking up to me? Like, I'm sure I like looked behind me, like,
right,
is he walking towards me? And he like introduced himself and said hi. That was awesome. So then when he asked if I wanted to do trade content, and this is when he first started, now he's like content trade king, and I'm like, because now he's like really good at it. Right. And like when we first started, he was like still learning everything. Half the time forgot to hit the play button. Like, and I'm like, now it's my turn, Dread. Okay. Either way, nah, we had a lot of fun. But my boyfriend was like, you should do it. You should really do it. Because like, for one, he's like, well, I don't know. What if he never asks you again? And now you like missed a great opportunity to work with like a really great performer. And he's contracted to Jules Jordan's sites and stuff. So like, no, I have not gotten to work with him at all since, you know, and I think with time I probably will eventually shoot with him for Jules Jordan. But yeah, like when you only work for one website and one company, like you might not work for that person ever with that. Yeah, so he was actually and he was like, yeah, you should do your makeup, like look good for the video and all stuff. I was like, oh, he's funny. No, he's a good sport. He's not like a cuck though. Like he very much doesn't like watch. Like he doesn't shoot. Like he'll direct me with girls and stuff, but he won't direct me like with men and stuff. He's not a cuck. No, I am.
If you sleep with a man outside of work once, does that mean the sex was trash?
Well,
so if you meet somebody and you're spontaneous and you have a one night stand and you don't call them the next day, does that mean the sex was trash? Most of the time, unless you're in a relationship or something. But have you ever? How many have you had situations where you just had sex with somebody once and it was just like just wasn't hitting?
No, for sure. I've definitely had sex with people where like the first time we had sex it was like the best, and then everything after that was just like slowly worse. And then, but I have also had sex though with people where the sex is good, but then like I don't know, people are weird. They have weird problems and they have like weird sexual hang-ups and all this weird shit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's been plenty of times where I had sex with someone and it was like good, but then like for whatever reason we just don't reconnect after that, or you say like the sex was good, but then you said something that upset them, and so then shit like that.
Can you elaborate on the hang-ups?
Oh man, what kind of hang-ups? People have stupid hang-ups. I mean, like guys with butt stuff. That's always like a really stupid hang-up. Or okay, like in the most simple terms,
you gotta butt stuff. What's the butt stuff?
Well, like a man's prostate in his ass is basically like a man's clitoris or G-spot. So in my humble opinion, it's not gay or homoerotic to like anal stimulation as a man, because truthfully, like it feels really good. It makes total sense. It's not gay. It's only gay if you like men and have sex with a man. But
right.
but like, if you put a finger up there, that's not gay, and like rimming,
Well, let me ask you.
Sorry.
So, I know some men personally that told me they've had women, stick their tongue in their beehole.
That's great to hear.
But I used to always think it was. I'd be like, well, how did you go about doing it? He's like, I just lay on my back and kick my feet up in the air.
See, you know what? I feel like that's a very emasculating position, and I feel like most guys, when they get their ass eaten, they do it like standing up instead, and then the girl's like on her knees, like you would be sucking dick, but the other direction instead. Because I feel like some guys won't do that. But that's really great that your friends actually were willing to share that.
I mean, he was a little bit on the wild side, so he embraced his sexuality. And he loved women. He wasn't even
exactly.
He just had some fetishes.
Exactly.
The best place, your favorite place for the money shot.
What's funny? Of all the weird things I like to do, I don't like cum. Now, obviously, I will swallow. I'm not gonna, no hang-ups there. But,
so you don't have a favorite place then? Just finishing the shot, huh?
I do. Honestly, though, I like
on your back, on your butt.
Good facial.
Okay,
I like the way it
facial.
looks. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like facials.
Okay. How do people react when they see you on the street, just somebody who identifies, oh, that's Miss Vanguard? Do they just stare at you when you realize, or do you get it off? And I know a lot of adult entertainers, I think the men get recognized more than they actually, than people know.
That actually makes sense, because actually, so as a male talent, you're gonna as a girl, I'm gonna work with like the same guys over and over and over and over and over again. But the guys are always working with someone new. So yeah, numbers wise, there's the same guys in the scenes than girls, because there's always like a new girl, right? Yeah. So that's actually true. I don't think I've ever been recognized in person. No. And even if they did, I don't think I'm the kind of performer where I don't think they come up to me, because then the implication, you know what I mean? Because I make really weird porn. So if you're watching my porn, it's probably really weird, and
you don't.
So they don't want to admit
you
that.
To know that you.
Yeah. So I probably won't really have people come up to me. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure when they watch this interview now, they're gonna want to find out how weird it is. Oh man,
True.
What can we expect from Rebecca for the rest of this 2021 year and going forward in the future period?
Okay, so my next other big project that I'm working on, that I started this year, that I'm really excited about, is so I started directing and doing photography, and this new website that I started. It's a little bit complicated because I have to learn everything because I can't be in it. And, typically when you have a girl and she starts a site, it's like some shit that she can be in. But I wanted to start a site. Well, I'm still kind of like settling on it because I really wanted to focus on the girl, but I don't want it. But it's not all about the girl because I don't want it to be interracial. It's like ebony, black on black, but not a white girl and a black guy. No, I'm tired of that. Like, I am open to like redefining interracial. So like, okay, if it's a black girl, because I want it to really showcase, because like seriously, what website, tell me, any of you, what website that you know of showcases black female models? No, none. I don't know any, in a really high class kind of way. Now there's blacked, which is great for the black guys and everything. That's like high class, right? But what is there for the girls? Black girls don't shoot for blacked. I mean, now, just as of recently, because people were complaining and shit, now you're getting like Kira Noir and blah, 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 right? But even then, you see a black guy with a black girl with a white guy? No, they don't do that. You know what I mean? So I'm open to like a black girl and Hispanic guy. But preferably black male, black female, or maybe it'll be lesbian. I don't know.
And so you want to control the narrative. You want to help with controlling the narrative with that, and bring. So you want to bring the other sides, because you obviously realize, because interracial porn is always the most viewed, and But you're saying, let's that's dope. That's really dope. That you're thinking like that.
And also, like, there is a place in the market for it that's not really being satisfied as well. So business-wise, I think it's a good area. But, like, a friend of mine, he was like, oh, well, if it's, like, political, I wouldn't recommend being overly political or something, like, with your website, because that doesn't usually make money. And it's like, well, no, I'm still going to, like, market it as what it is. You know what I mean? I can't, like, the name of the URL for the website is True Black, TRU and then the number 6, because trueblack.com was like $30,000. So
wow,
I don't make that money. Not yet. So I did that.
You ever thought about starting a GoFundMe for that? And they give you the money, especially when you let them know what your perspective is and what you're trying to accomplish.
That's one of those things. This is my rule of thumb. I try not to ask for too much unless I like really, really need it. Because when I really feel like I need something, I want my fans or like, my followers to like show up for me. And if I'm always like asking for stuff all the time, then it's not, you know what I mean? So I feel you on that.
Sounds like you're headed in the door. Once you're done with being in front of the camera, you're going to be behind the scenes, and
you have to be. But that's the beauty of porn, though. Like, as a female and a male, you can really do porn. Like, I just worked with John Strong in my DP. He's been in porn for 23 years. Oh wait, and then I've worked with Steve Holmes multiple times. He's like 66. I think he's been in for 30 years. Shawn Michaels is still going. You know Shawn? Yeah. He's like 30 years or more. Like, you can really like do it if you want to. But yeah, you should learn. You should like learn other fields and stuff, because don't want to burn yourself out, and you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Got it. Rebecca Vanguard joining us on the Bougie Show. You got anything else you want to let the people know out there on as far as what platforms and new videos that you got coming out? Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter at Rebecca Vanguard, and my Instagram is at Rebecca Vanguard Official. Instagram is hard to get followers on, so much appreciated.
It is. And a lot of girls are getting what is shadow ban? Yeah, and that's crazy. I know that's why a lot of adult entertainers are making backup pages now, because you can't even
they just actually, I made a backup page on Twitter and they took it down. You can't do that because it's seen as evading suspension. Yeah, so if you get suspended on the first account, then you already have this backup account. Right. So they took mine down, and so now I'm just like, okay, all right, Twitter.
Wait, not Twitter, Instagram.
That was Twitter. Well,
I thought Twitter lets you. They straight porn on Twitter.
But they still see it as evasion. But you can post porn. But still, for now, I think that's fine. But like, yeah, this is my Instagram number 5 or 6. I barely got 10,000 followers on my Instagram. So like, it just really sucks when obviously like most of these girls would be having like thousands and thousands of followers, but we get our shit taken down, even on Twitter too. Yeah. Girls get their stuff taken down, and gotta be careful.
Yeah, that sucks. Because we started a TikTok and it's been doing weird well. We started like a week and a half ago, and we put in the clips, and then they'll be like, I shouldn't say this, because I was going to TikTok my, I'm not going to give away how I've been finessing and getting around it, being able to post the content.
Oh, yeah,
because they'll take it down, right? But then
Yeah.
certain times of the day, you just
Low key,
all you do is pick yourself up and try again, and then sometimes you slide into the.
And that's
I'm
it.
not gonna go no more. You got to read between the lines.
No, and that, but
cheat
that's
the game.
But and that's the truth. Like, you have to have the attitude that you're just gonna make a new one because fuck you, or else because you
But
can't.
it's so hard, especially for you women. You spend, because you guys have to post continuously and constantly, just and then just to build it up, just for them to swipe it away from you like that.
It hurts. It really does. It stings. But you just have to be resilient, and that's the truth, I guess, about a lot of things in life, but especially porn. You gotta be resilient. So
it's a cutthroat industry. Rebecca Vanguard joining us tonight. I appreciate you coming by. You're definitely the first in this type of personality. Just the way you talk, the way you go about things.
good.
So I won't forget this. I really enjoyed interviewing you. I appreciate your perspective on things and how you enlightened us, and from everything from doing porn to how you personally feel about things, and wanting to change the narrative with a lot of things. So thank you again for joining us. And Rebecca Vanguard joining us on the Bougie Show. Yeah.
It's the Bougie Show on Skyhawk Radio.